Well, let's explore what's been going on here. With us is our business reporter, David Waddell. And David, why has this auction collapsed? What's gone wrong?
Well, suppliers say that the price is too low. What is the price? It's £44 per megawatt hour, or $55 thereabouts for an international audience. What's a megawatt hour? It's 1,000 kilowatt hours. That's the amount of energy that can be produced in a given hour, in a given 60 minutes. It's roughly, 1 megawatt hour is roughly what a 1 kilowatt heater would burn, right. 1,000 of them in a given hour. Mm-hmm. So that's the subsidy price, but it's not high enough, and the reason for that is increasing inflation. The cost of producing these wind farms has gone up. We spoke a little earlier to Rebecca Williams from the Global Wind Energy Council, and she explained a little bit more detail about why that is.
Okay.
Offshore wind is still cheap. Let's be clear about that. And actually, considering alternatives such as gas, it is still much cheaper than those alternatives. But since the beginning of the war in Ukraine, the world has changed, and we're seeing huge inflationary cost pressures on products like steel, on labour costs, and the government has not accounted for that in the most recent auction. Now, this is a problem that has a solution. The government can solve this if they want to, and I think industry is obviously very keen to work with them to do that. The UK is operating in a global marketplace for this investment now. And actually, there are many other countries out there who want to do offshore wind now and are putting in place a policy framework to attract that investment.
So the Global Wind Energy Council, quite critical of the government. Ed Miliband, who is the opposition's shadow energy security and net zero secretary, said this is an absolute disaster for Britain. For the government, the department that handles this for the government is the Department for Energy Security and Net Zero. They've pointed to Germany and Spain as examples of other countries that are also suffering this challenge and have had similar results with their auctions or whatever processes they use to decide how to assign these contracts. They've also said that there are significant numbers of solar power, onshore wind, tidal energy schemes, and for the first time geothermal projects which produce heat from the ground. So there are challenges with offshore wind energy projects, but there are other energy projects on the go too. Yeah. Now, we have a graph I think I can show you which just illustrates how renewable energy as a proportion of overall energy has grown over time. I'll recommend to viewers don't look too much at the figures or the detail here, but it shows that over the past 23 years, since the year 2000, renewable energy has grown massively, and offshore energy is a big part of that.
Yeah, really interesting to see, isn't it? David, really good to have you with us explaining that. David Waddell there.